विजिबल है स्क्रीन पे?
अभी तो फिलहाल टाइमर चल रहा है।
अच्छा ठीक है, टाइमर की बात हुई। ठीक है ठीक है। Hi everyone. Good evening, everyone. So I welcome you all. I would just start sharing my screen, and I hope you all are doing good. Today are going to talk about a lot of things, including Google Cloud. We are going to talk about the meeting agenda. We are going to see some practical implementations of Google Cloud, and yeah, we are also going to discuss some major things included. So, Abhijit, can you just confirm me if my screen is visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, so yeah, I would just start in a minute. In today's session, we are going to talk about a lot of things that, including Google Cloud. We are happy to see you here and glad that you are interested in a career in cloud and want to learn more about Google Cloud platform. So I would just brief you before coming to the agenda. So in today's session, what you would learn about Google Cloud. You will learn about what is basically cloud and what are the careers that are present in cloud. So these are the 3 to 4 things that you're going to learn. So coming to the agenda. So our agenda today would start with what is cloud study jams, preparing for cloud careers, what is Google Cloud anyways, and then at the end we are going to start with a solid platform and practical implementation. And at the end of the whole webinar, we are going to have we will give you a weekly task. We would expect that you are going to complete this task and get familiar with Google Cloud and careers in cloud and get some knowledge about some basics in cloud infrastructure. So let's start with today's session. So basically, what is Study Jam? You must all be thinking that we have organized as a community Google Cloud Study Jam. So what is Google Cloud Study Jam? So Study Jams is basically a study group for developers, which is run by the community. You will learn some basic tools and features of Google Cloud. You will have free access to online laboratory. If many students who are part of 30 days of cloud program must already be part of this free online laboratory known as Quick Labs. You can choose whichever track you want to recommend with your community. We would start with machine learning, Kubernetes certifications, Internet of Things, and cybersecurity. All of you must be doing some specialization or particular course. Like you must be interested in application development, web development, machine learning, or cybersecurity. And believe me, Google Cloud has everything. So after this course is over, you can continue to participate in the experiment to earn with more Google Cloud batches. Now, moving to the next slide. And now let me introduce myself. So I am Vishesh Tripathi. I am a junior ML engineer at Omdena, and I am also an Android co-lead and GCP, that is Google Cloud Facilitator at GDSC VIT Bhopal. I am also a TensorFlow certified developer, and I really love talking about machine learning, deep learning, and Android. So now coming to you, Abhijit.
Hello everyone, I'm Abhijit Chatterjee, currently the web lead at GDSC VIT Bhopal and a Microsoft student learner ambassador. And I'm mainly interested in development, so you can talk me about the same. Now, Vishesh will guide you about the certifieds. Cool.
Yeah, thank you, Vijay. So now move to let's start with 30 days of cloud. What is basically 30 days of cloud? So 30 days of Google Cloud was an initiative started by Google developers. I know most of you who are present here are already part of this program. This program started at around 23rd of September, and it would continue till 27th of October. All of you who have registered are going to learn about various tracks, which we are going to talk about in next slide. But if you have registered and not started yet, I would recommend you to start with Google Cloud 30 days of Google Cloud so that you can start your whole career in Google Cloud, get some basics of data analytics, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. You would also create some instances which are really fun when you work with Google Cloud. So now let's start with cloud track. That what is basically this first track, that is cloud engineering. So basically cloud engineering is the first track that you would explore in this whole program, that in which by completing the quest of this particular track, all the labs that come under cloud engineering track, you will learn and explore a lot of things. You would deploy solution elements including infrastructure components such as networks, systems, and application services. Most of you must be thinking that all these websites are deployed somewhere on cloud servers. How do they all work? So with this particular track, that is cloud engineering track, you will learn about that. It is really good for developers who are interested in building websites or deploying big applications. So there are a total of 6 questions in this particular track that would be covered through training sessions starting from next week. Let's take a look at the second track. And I know this must be favorite of many students. So this is data science and machine learning. So by completing this particular quest, you will learn and demonstrate proficiency in key topics related to big data and machine learning to prepare for roles such as data analyst, marketing analyst, business intelligence proficiency, and data engineer. So many of you must have been doing specialization or doing machine learning and deep learning. So believe me, when it comes to hardcore part, machine learning and deep learning can be a bit of trick. But when it comes to cloud, machine learning and deep learning, or maybe you could call it artificial intelligence, all are really part of one click. You just have to make some basic commands and just run them, and you're good to go. All the computation power, all the GPUs and CPUs and TPUs are handled by Google Cloud. Let's talk about preparing for cloud careers. What is basically cloud career? How can you make your own cloud career? Means suppose you are one who got admission into a university and now you want to make a career in Google Cloud or particularly any cloud. So there are a number of variety of cloud servers that are available online. But why choose Google Cloud, and what is basically cloud, and why you can make a how you can make a career in Google Cloud is what we are going to talk about. So, as we all know, that cloud is a booming technology these days, and the IT companies across the globe are shifting their traditional infrastructure to cloud. So, the shift is generating a higher demand for the cloud engineers. With the help of this particular training, you will learn the foundational concepts of Google Cloud and develop some basic interest in concepts like, as I told you, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and cloud engineering. Now, using these resources, which will be provided to you, you can learn about Google Cloud programs, services, and become eligible for such positions, which include cloud service. Now, let's move to the next slide, in which you must be thinking that we are students, we are obviously not someone who is working in top big MNCs, or we are not working in big companies which use cloud. So why to study cloud for now? So believe me, cloud technology is now a mainstream, with enterprise spending on cloud-based offerings growing faster than spending on traditional IT offerings. This recent increase in the cloud adoption has resulted in a corresponding increase in the need for workers skilled in cloud technologies. So, nearly 80% of the worldwide departments report a skill gap in cloud ready talent, and another 50% report that they are struggling to hire skilled professionals who are good in cloud skills. So, you can imagine that there are jobs available, but the companies are not able to find the people who are really good in that particular job, that is cloud roles. So university students nowadays are primed to fill this skill gap, and we are here to prepare with you. So Google Cloud has launched this program with the initiative that there are many companies who are in front of cloud engineers, people who have been working with Google Cloud or any particular cloud server, and they want to hire them. But due to the particular issue of not getting sufficient knowledge that is related to cloud computing, they are not able to find these such candidates. So let's talk about how you can start your journey. So every time you will complete any quiz in either of the tracks that we have already mentioned in the previous slides, you have a chance of earning Google Cloud skill badges. And these are not just normal badges. As you can see, what is a skill badge? Our exclusive digital Google Cloud skill badge demonstrate your growing Google Cloud recognized skill set. You can show your interviewer that you have learned a particular skill from Google Cloud, and that is the reason that makes you stand out from others. You skill batches are used to show that how you have actually applied your new learned skills using a challenge lab. So you can imagine a whole quest like that there are six labs in a particular quest, and inside which five labs are the normal tutorial labs in which you will learn from them, and in the sixth lab you are going to implement your own knowledge, that what you have learned from those five labs, and now you are giving a sort of test, and after passing that test you would get a skill batch that you can show in your profiles like LinkedIn and Twitter. So let's talk about Google Cloud certifications, because badges may not be that much fascinating for all of you. So Google Cloud certification validate and showcase your ability to transform business with Google Cloud technology. So there are a lot of Google Cloud certifications available, as you can see, starting from foundation to associate and to professional level. So for now, you all can go for the foundational and associate part, but in future, whenever you feel like that you are missing a particular skill and a cloud certification can prove your skill of that domain, you can obviously go for that particular domain cloud certification. So why we should do this cloud certification, that how it is going to help you? So this is a fun fact, or you can take them as a part which has been the most important slide when it comes to why you should do Google Cloud certification. So as you can see that 80% of Google Cloud certified personnel are more confident in their cloud skills. Obviously, when you're going to work on a particular cloud server and you're going to spend your time on it for a long time and give up a particular exam that is focused on that domain, you are obviously going to perform better in that. And professional data engineers ranked first in the highest paid IT certification list in 2021, and professional cloud architect ranked around second. So, more than a quarter of Google Cloud certified personnel have taken on more responsibilities or leadership roles at work. So you can see that people who are thinking that or maybe students who are thinking that there are particularly one or two careers available when it comes to cloud, there are plenty of careers available. You can become a machine learning engineer, you can become a data engineer, you can become a professional cloud architect, or you can become a cloud solution architect. So a lot of jobs are available when it comes to Google Cloud certifications part. So I would recommend you to learn from these particular labs and quiz and apply your knowledge to those programs. So now coming to that, what's cloud anyway? Now I would hand over to Abhijit to tell you basically that I have been talking about Google Cloud, what is all these things, and I would hand over to Abhijit from here.
Okay, so I'll share my screen. Hope it's visible.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Abhijit, it's
So
visible. Go
Vishesh
ahead.
has been talked about a lot about what is cloud and Google Cloud and sorts. Now, what is cloud anyway? So let's move on with it. So a cloud is a term used to describe a global network of servers, each with its unique function. It's not a physical entity, but a vast network of remote servers around the world working together in a single ecosystem. These servers are designed to store, manage data, run applications, deliver content, or service like streaming videos, like you are doing currently now, web mails, and office productivity software, social media, etc. The cloud is you being used everywhere as of now. So, in simple terms, we can say the cloud refers to the remote servers in various data centers that host databases and run their application codes. Cloud providers deliver the service to customers or end users via internet, and it's all the things that you can access remotely over the internet. When it's something in the cloud, it's in the internet servers and not yours, which saves your space. So now there are two words that came in the previous slide, that is the servers and the clouds. Now, what's the difference between them? So cloud is a network of servers that work independently, as I told earlier. But a server is an independent system that is usually in a particular data center. Like assume there is a data center of say a particular e-commerce website. So the particular server manages the data stored in that particular location. So now the availability of cloud is dependent on the servers that are present in the network. Like assuming there are four servers, like they are present in Asia, Europe, America, and Australia. So the availability of cloud will be spread across these four continents, whereas a server is typically limited to the particular data center and the area that it covers. And finally, uh, since cloud has many servers, each of them can have their separate roles. Thus, cloud will be able to provide multiple resources or functionalities, but a server can do only one, as it is calibrated to do so. So, moving on to next slide. Now, there are three types of services that a cloud server provides. That is infrastructure as a service, or also called IaaS, platform as a service, that is PaaS, or software as a service. Now, let's or infrastructure as a service. Like it is a computing model that offers resources on demand to businesses, individuals via the cloud. It is the on-demand availability of almost infinitely scalable computing resources. Like it's almost, but not infinitely, as you have to pay for the services that you are using. It eliminates the need for enterprises to manage their own data centers, which can cost a lot to build as well as manage. Secondly, we have the PaaS, or platform as a service. It is a complete, since the IS is only providing the resources. On the other hand, platform as a resource provides a complete development and deployment environment in the cloud, with resources that can enable you to deliver everything from a simple cloud based app to a sophisticated cloud based enterprise application. It is designed to support complete web application lifecycle like building, testing, deploying, managing, and updating. And web application not only is restricted to websites only. So keep that in mind. Apps also come in that part. So and also PaaS allows you to avoid expenses, complexity of buying and managing software, and the underlying application infrastructure middleware and containerization, as you must have heard of Kubernetes and all things. As not all users are adept with using Kubernetes. So platform as a service helps you with that, and you can easily manage your applications. Finally, we have the SaaS or software as a service. It is a software delivery model in which cloud-based softwares applications is licensed to a user. The application is accessed via internet, and the user doesn't have to install anything on his system as they are usually quite heavy. The application runs itself on the servers provided by the cloud providers, and the security, performance, maintenance, etc. all of it is managed by them. We just need to use it and have to pay the monthly subscription for it. So now let's see the differences between each of them. With infrastructure as a service, the service provides the underlying architecture like the CPU, GPU, OS. Like you should have to calibrate all this, and you can create a virtual server for yourself. Where Whereas platform as a service provides you a complete environment where you can deploy your codes or softwares. And on thirdly, we have software as a service, which provides you software to use via cloud. Some commercial examples of SaaS would be Salesforce or SAP. You would have heard of name. If you haven't, now you have heard it. So now, what advantages or characteristics does a cloud computing have? So in general, cloud computing has five major characteristics or advantages, which you call. Firstly, is the computing resource that are on demand self service. Cloud computing customers are an automated interface, get processing power, storage, network when they need without any having a middleman in it. So let's see understand this with an example. Assuming you set up an e-commerce company, right? You are all set for the launch. You have to host your website and manage the user data. Since e-commerce is all about data, you require some infrastructure now. Now you have two ways to go with it. Either you can create your own data centers. Now if we choose this method, we'll have to buy data servers and tons of storage, and also rent a place to store all this. Now as you know, the servers and the petabyte data host doesn't come at easy cheap cost, and maintaining them is also a huge task. Not only it will take up money but time also. Now, it can be helped by using a cloud service where you pay just for the infrastructure that you are using and get the infrastructure that you need in few clicks, which is quite fast and also saves money for you. Secondly, the resources are accessible over a network of any location. As discussed earlier, that the clouds are a network of servers. Like so, assuming you have to scale up your project, right? Like you are doing great in India, but you now have to take a stand and go to the American servers as well. So then also we have two ways. Either we set up the data centers there, which will cost again a lot of money, or we can just use the server in the network of the cloud, and we can access or deploy our code to the servers in the America so that it is accessible to the people there. Right. Now, third is the resource pooling. As the cloud providers have set up huge data centers all around the world before they are providing services, so it can be used by tons of many people at the same time. Each of them having its own IP addresses and DNSs to manage, and they can all resource pool at the same time. Now let's understand the fourth point, that is rapid elasticity or scalability. Now scalability can be understand by normal example, like assume you are a coffee shop owner, right? And you have three employees serving coffee, but you experience a rush during Mondays and Wednesdays is the morning shift. The rush is what more than three people can handle at a time. Now now to resolve this situation, since you are the manager, you can have two things. Either you can hire more employees to manage the rush. Great, it will work for those 2 days and manage the users all the requests. But on the other days, that are Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the extra employees will be free idle, and you will have to pay extra salary to them. That is a waste of money. Now, the other way that is you can go is manage the data with manage the coffee shop with 3 employees only. But due to the excess load of users, they will not be able to serve every customer in time and may lead to loss of customers. That is again a loss to the business. In both ways, there is a loss to the business. So now, if we replace the coffee shop with servers and the customers as request, then we can see that if the request is increased a lot, it creates a what you call load on the server, and it may cause it to slow down or even break. Now, if we have dedicated servers for it, we'll have to buy new servers to manage that load, like we have to hire the new employees. But in the which will again take up time. Or in the but in the cloud, what you can do is do a quick few clicks, scale up your infrastructure or the virtual machine, and you are good to go to manage manage more users. Or you can do a load balancing. There are lots of stuff which you can do. And finally, it's the measured service. Like you pay what you use for. Like if you are using a VM, VM is actually a virtual machine for 3 hours, and assuming its per hour cost is $3, then you will have to pay $9 only for 3 hours that you are using. Nothing less, nothing more. So now these are the advantages of cloud service. Now, as I told you that cloud is a network of servers. This map represents the network of servers that a Google Cloud system has. As you can see, it goes from all the way from America to the Australia, covering the entire world, which is quite big enough, and carries almost 40% of the world's internet traffic every day. Now, you know how sturdy the Google servers are, and if your applications are running on that, there are hardly, like, very little chance that your servers will break at any time. So also, just a sec, just a sec. Hope my screen is still visible. Hmm. Now
Yeah,
at
your
Google,
screen is visible.
okay, every company is a data company. As you can all agree on that, every company today generates a ton of data, be it from e-commerce site or small industries. Data is what they use. Sorry, data is what they use to differentiate from their rivals and show that they are better company, right? So the data that it is generated is quite big enough to manage on your local system, right? You cannot process 5 to 8 GBs of data at the same time. Your system will most probably crash. Now, the now we c- now clouds provides a variety of services from getting value from data at scale. Now, cloud computing, or IaaS to be specific, as we discussed earlier, provides the computing resources which can help us to or analyze such sort of data. And as many of you would be aspiring to become data scientists, so cloud computing has become a complementary skill that is expected of data scientists, as the data that they have to manage is quite large, and cloud computing is the only way that it can be done. Now, since we have discussed what cloud is and what cloud is doing, let's see some of the offers that Google Cloud provides us. Now, for the computing instances, the Google Cloud provides compute, storage, big data, machine learning, leverages compute using, and it leverages compute using virtual machines via compute engine, running Docker containers in a managed platform using Google Kubernetes engines, and deploying applications in a managed platform like App Engine, running cloud-based serverless code using cloud functions. There are tons of words that you may not understand right now, like serverless, Kubernetes. Don't worry, it will all be covered in the future sessions. But if you still wanna explore about it, you know the words, just Google it. And the other services that the provides Google in terms of storage are the cloud big data, Bigtable, cloud storage, cloud SQL, cloud spanner, and data store. Also, Google Cloud offers services to get value from data as well, or what we know as data analytics. So it's big. It is done by using BigQuery, PubSubs. PubSubs is mainly for IoT, data flows, data proc, and AI platform notebooks. And sorry, and AI platform notebook. Also, it provides many machine learning APIs like Vision API, speech to text API, cloud translation API, all are pre-built so that you can use it in your models and just go with it as you want to go. So that cover up most of the things. Now Vishesh will guide you on how to get a solid start on Google Cloud.
Yeah, so thank you, Abhijit. I will just share my screen. Um, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. So thank you, Vijay, for all the part that covered what is cloud and basically how things are changing in today's world, all the data part. So let's start with a solid platform. So there are four ways you can basically interact with Google Cloud, and we will talk about each in turn. The Google Cloud Console, the Cloud SDK, and the Cloud Shell APIs, and the Google Cloud Console mobile app. So you can imagine if you have a good PC or desktop, you're good to go. Even if you have if you have a smartphone, then also you are good to go. So you just need to install the application and you have the access to Google Cloud Console. So let's talk about it in detail. First, starting with Google Cloud Console. So Cloud Console serves as a centralized console for all your project data and lets you execute common tasks using simple mouse clicks with no need to remember commands or avoid typos. So guys, the simplest thing I want to tell you here is that you don't need to write any code here. You just need to know how to operate basic commands in Google Cloud and simply click on the functions. Suppose you want to create a bucket. If you don't know what is a bucket is a place where you store all your files. So simply go to Google Cloud, click create a bucket, and you're good to go. You have created a storage account. But suppose if you are good in coding, then also we have got options for you that we are going to talk in the next slide. So when you use Google Cloud Console, the resources that you create are done so in the context of a specific project. You can create multiple projects and you can even use project to separate your work in whatever way that makes sense for you. For example, you might start with a new project if you want to make sure only certain team members can access the resources in that project. Because suppose you have a Google account and in the Cloud Console you have got four projects, and in those four projects you have got 30 team members. Now you want to allocate 10 members to a single project, and you don't want that these 10 members get access to other projects due to some confidential information. Simply give access to the admin, and the admin would decide who to get what. So the Cloud Console is also great for developers. Suppose cloud source repositories provide Git version control to support collaborative development or any application or service. You all must be familiar with Git and GitHub. We have talked about it in the Hacktoberfest session. So suppose you want to clone a repository or pull a repository from GitHub directly to Google Cloud. You are good to go. Just write that command line and just git clone and the repository name, and you have got that repository on cloud. Now, the Cloud SDK is a set of commands in the inbuilt commands. You can run these tools interactively or in your automated projects. So, Cloud Shell provides you with command line access to your cloud services directly from your browser. Now, suppose you're not that type of guy who loves clicking and creating instances or resources. So, simply go to Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell is at the bottom, at the upper right side, and just click it, and you're good to go. Just write the commands, whichever command you do follow, and the Cloud SDK and Cloud Shell will be discussed more in the later session. So let's start with how you are going to access the Cloud Console. What is basically this cloud.console? So simply go to browser and type console.cloud.google.com. If you haven't already logged into your Google account, the system will prompt you to enter your credentials. And after you log in, the Cloud Console will display the details of your default project. Now, all Google Cloud services are accessible through a simple bottom menu in the top left corner. You can pin frequently used services to the menu. So that this navigation menu is going to guide you through the whole project part. Even if you want to create a small storage place or you want to enable a big machine learning API like Dialogflow or Dialogflow CX API, you have to do everything from this navigation part. So let's talk about projects. So projects are the basis for enabling and using Google Cloud services like managing APIs, enabling billing, and adding and removing collaborators, and enabling other Google Cloud services. Because when you are using Google Cloud, you are not only using a single service. Suppose I am deploying an application that is using 2 to 3 services. It is using Docker, Kubernetes, and it is also using machine learning APIs. So multiple services are used at the same time. So each project is a separate account, and each resource belong exactly to one. So projects can have different owners and users that I have already told you in the beginning. They are built also separately. Suppose you own three projects, and the first project doesn't use an API that costs you anything, but the second project uses an API which costs you around rupees 3 per minute. Now suppose you have used that for 2 hours. Now the total amount would be rupees 6. Now that 6 rupees would be costed you on that particular project only. So Resource Manager provides ways for you to programmatically manage your projects in Google Cloud. You can access Resource Manager through a REST API. With these APIs, you can get a list of all the projects within an account. Suppose you want to see that how many projects you have. The admin of the accounts has simply go to Resource Manager, click Resource Manager, and see how many projects it has. So suppose you have 8 projects. The admin would be able to see all the 8 projects, but all the viewers and owners doesn't have access to it. So let's talk about what is project ID, project name, and project number. So if you are doing a part of 30 days of Google Cloud, I hope you all are familiar with it. But if you are not, or you still want to know in detail, here we go. So each Google Cloud project has a unique name and project ID that has been assigned. So the project ID is permanent. You can't change the project ID in future, and it has to be unique across the whole Google Cloud. Suppose I am sitting in India and I name a project 123, but in Europe, somewhere in any country, someone has already used that project name. Then I would have a project ID. I would have to change my project ID because then the generation would create a problem. So while a project ID is being created, you can edit it. However, this must be done while creating the new project through, as it cannot be changed afterwards. So on the other hand, project names are very convenient. You can change them anytime. Note that you can't reuse the project name of a deleted project. Suppose I deleted a project name Machine Learning Project 1. Now, after 4 years or let's say 3 months only, I want to create a project with same name. I can't do that because I have already created the project with same name and deleted it. Now, Google Cloud also assigns a lot of projects in a unique project number. Suppose you want to create 4 projects with a single unique number, you're good to go. And you will see it displayed in various contexts, but using it mostly outside the scope of this course. Now, coming to this project ID and all the credentials, Abhijit is also going to tell you about it in the practical implementation part that we are going to see in the further slides. So how to create a project? Simply go to Google Cloud Console. To create a project, click on the name of the current project in the upper left portion of the screen. And to see a list of all current projects would be displayed. Whichever project you want to choose, you can select from there. Now suppose you want to create a new project. Select the new project option on the right hand side and see what you want to do in your project. Suppose you want to change its ID number or whatever you want to do. You have all the accessibility except the project ID, as I told you. So let's see the billing, because obviously whenever you want to make some project or use Google Cloud for your company, you would have to focus at the billing. So billing is Google Cloud is set up at the Google Cloud project level. Whenever you define a Google Cloud project, you link a billing account to it. The billing account is where you will configure all your billing information, including your payment options, and you can link your billing account to zero or node projects. For example, I used a API called Dialogflow CX API for 3 hours. It costed me 54 rupees. And at the end of the month, they reminded me that I have to pay rupees 54, and I paid it, and my Google Cloud Console is still working fine. Now, let's talk about Cloud SDK. Now, a lot of you must be familiar with command prompt or PowerShell if you are a Windows user, or Terminal if you are a Mac user. Now, suppose you are not, you don't want to every time open Google Cloud in your laptop or any online browser like Edge or Google Chrome. You want to access it through your laptop or local machine. Simply install Google Cloud SDK, which is a set of command line tools that you can download and install into your laptop or computer of your choice and use to manage resources and applications hosted on Google Cloud. So you don't need to every time open the particular browser or particular website for accessing those resources. You can simply install that on your machine and start using it. So three commands that are the majorly used is Google Cloud, the G Cloud. CLI manage authentication, local configuration, developer workflow, and interaction with Google Cloud APIs. GC Utils, that is provides command line access to manage cloud resource storage buckets and objects. BQ allows you to run queries and manipulate data sets. If you are familiar with BigQuery or you want to do SQL, believe me, BQ is the best thing. Now let's talk about Google Cloud Shell. So what is Cloud Shell? I have already told you. If you're not the kind of person who wants to install something on your local machine or don't want to slow down your laptop or PC, you can simply go to cloud.console and start using the Cloud Shell, which is prompted over. You can manage your projects and resources easily without having to install the Cloud SDK. This is the difference. In Cloud SDK, you manage everything from your laptop, from your local machine. But in Cloud Shell, you manage everything directly from Google Cloud servers. So Google, the Cloud Shell virtual machine, which means that it will be stopped whenever you stop using it, and it will be restarted whenever you re-enter Cloud Shell. Many of you who are part of 30 days of Google Cloud must be knowing this, that whenever you don't use Cloud Shell for a long time, it restarts whenever you open it again. So let's start. Let's talk about how to start Cloud Shell. Click on the Activate Cloud Shell icon in the upper right side of the screen and start writing whichever commands you want. Now, the Cloud Shell terminal will appear in the lower portion of the window. Options include launching the Cloud Shell editor and opening Cloud Shell in a new page. Can be performed using toolbar on the upper right corner of Cloud Shell. So the Cloud Shell editor is basically a tool for editing files inside your Cloud Shell environment in real time within the web browser. This tool is extremely convenient when working with code first applications or container based workloads because you can edit files easily without need to download or upload changes. Now, the Cloud Console mobile app. This is my favorite. It is available for both Android and iOS and offers many capabilities. Now, you must be thinking that obviously we can't do coding from our smartphones. Yes, you're right. It allows you to stay connected to the cloud and check billing status and critical issues. To see the health of your service at a glance, you can create your own custom dashboards showing key metrics such as CPU usage, network usage, request per second, server errors. Now, just imagine a scenario. You are a project manager and your company uses Google Cloud. And recently you deployed a website and it's working fine. Now you decided to go on holidays. You went to Hawaii or whatever location you are fond of, and there you realize that a bad release has been made by your junior developers into the project. Now, you obviously don't want that bad release to go to the main deployed website. So, what you can do? Simply open your Cloud Console mobile app and simply roll back a bad release. And you can even stop or restart a virtual machine, searching logs, or even connect to a virtual machine via SSH. So, you have got so much access using even a Cloud Console mobile app. Now, before moving on, what we are going to give to you, I would like to call Abhijit to show you a practical implementation of how Quick Labs work, how Google Cloud works, and what are all these terms that I recently showed you work like. So over to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Vishesh. I'll be sharing my screen now. Give me just a sec.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Abhijit, your screen is not visible right now.
Just
So after this practical implementation, yeah, you can share your screen. We would be looking at Q&A and the weekly tasks that we would be providing to all the students.
visible now?
And yeah, your screen is visible now, Vijit. Thank you.
Okay. Just now we have done a lot of theory sections. So now let's get on with getting our hands dirty. So let me sign in with Google in my Quick Labs account. Okay. Come on. So so this is what a Quick Labs look like. It gives you it. Just a second. So this is what a quick lab look like, and it tells you all the stuff that you need to do in a particular lab. A lab is something like what you call a particular guide through to like what you should do in the particular lab. So like in this lab is a fundamental one, so it doesn't have much of tasks, but the future lab what you will do will have some. So now let me start the lab. Sorry for my internet connection, it's quite low.
Yeah, so while the resources are loading, we can go through all the parts that are covered in the lab. Yeah, so resources are loaded.
So this is what a password look like. So what Quick Labs does is it generates a sort of protected username for the particular time usage, so which is look like this. So you don't have to use your personal ID to do stuff, which makes it much easier for them to manage also, and also easy for us to log out once we are done with it. So let me copy the password here. The 30 days of cloud is going on. The servers are quite busy, I guess. So I enter the password. Set, I guess. Is it still visible or I mean,
I guess it's logging you in.
okay, just checking in. Still then, serious. What happens when the timer reaches zero? You lose access to your temporary cloud environment. Some labs are tracking. Yeah, we all the 30 days of cloud people already know, but those who not, this is how Quick Labs account look like. Also,
Then, yeah.
this lab is free. If you want, the link will be shared here, so you can try it out after the demo is done. Because to learn, the best thing is to do yourself. So, so what we'll need to do in this talk? Firstly, we need to sign in. Then we need to see the projects in the cloud, view all the projects, and navigate through services. Okay, seems pretty easy. We'll wait till it loads. Huh.
Yeah, it's loaded. Yeah.
So this is what a cloud console looks like, because since the cloud SDK is also available for download, but it is quite complicated that as you have to know multiple commands and etc and stuff. So the UI makes it quite easy for to navigate through all of this. So just we now you can see the here the project info, that is a project name, that is Quick Labs GCP 00 etc etc etc, and the project ID too. So we'll since a new account has been generated, we'll need to agree to it and continue. And it's all set. So this is the project number and the project ID. This project ID is unique across all Google Cloud so that there is no mismatch of it. Now, as you can see in the site dashboard, there are tons of resources for APIs and services, IAM admin. Now, API and services stores much multiple data, the resources that we have, and the Google's SDK provides. And finally, and then we have the IAM admin, which manages the what you call accessibility of particular user to the project, your current Google Cloud project. Then we have the compute engine. The compute engine is something that we need to make. So firstly, we'll go to VM instances. Now, VM instance is something like you can see, just a sec, enable. Everything in cloud is managed by APIs, so you may sometimes need to enable it. Just a sec, enable billing. Okay, billing account. Sec account. Just a sec. I am admin something. Now, as you can see, the billing account is set to the particular ID that we have shown, and from here, that is this section will beside the Google Cloud Platform shows the projects that are available currently. So this is our project, as you can see, though it's already selected. So now let me go back to compute engines. Since it's enabled till now,
Vijay, if it's a problem, I can share the screen.
okay, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just
So I
uh,
would just share my screen, and yeah, is my screen visible?
just a second. It looks visible.
Yeah, visible. It's visible now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So this is the part that is APIs and services through which you can enable a lot of APIs. So if I search Dialogflow for now, we can see the Dialogflow APIs is appearing. So what is a Dialogflow API? So Dialogflow API is a API that is used for creating bots. Uh, it has been used from a long time for creating services such as bot or build conversational interface. So for now, just like I would enable this, and this API would be enabled. And if you see the pricing here, this is what I was talking about. For every 15 seconds, the API is using $0.065, and now my API has been enabled. You can see all the details. To even it there's an option to disable API. The traffic by response code means how much traffic is coming to this API. On that basis, Google is going to charge you. Now after API, if you want to create a notebook, I would simply go to here and create a bucket before that. Suppose you are you want to create a bucket. I would simply go to cloud storage, and you don't want to store all your files in your laptop. Simply create a bucket from here. For now, the billing account that has been enabled won't allow me to create a bucket. Now, similarly, if you want to see all the available option features on Google Cloud, you can simply go to Marketplace and see the MongoDB Atlas. All the web developers who are fond of web development can see this MongoDB Atlas, the Maps JavaScript API, the GPU and the WordPress APIs, the Compute Engine, App Engine, and a lot of APIs that are related to machine learning and data science are available here. Now I would show you a notebook. How to you can create a notebook in here. So I would simply go to artificial intelligence. I would go big data, and from here artificial intelligence. Now Vertex AI. This is my favorite. In the recent Google Cloud I/O 21, they released this program to help you make machine learning models without coding a single line. So I would simply go to AI platform, notebooks, and from notebooks I can create a notebook of my own in which I can do coding that is related to Python and TensorFlow. For now, you can see I don't have sufficient permissions to view this page, and that is the reason you should do each and every quick labs, because quick labs provide with you each quick lab focusing on that particular quest. This particular quick lab focuses on hands-on cloud. So this would give you an understanding of how you can manage resources in clouds, like how you can manage projects. If I want to see IAM admins, I would simply go to here, and you can see all the available resources, all the people and owners that can access this project. In the beginning we talked about that we can change the owners, so you can see three people are there. The first one is admiral at the rate quicklab services prod imgserviceaccount.com. This person is the owner of this project. You can see below the role, this is the owner. And then this second person is the his name is quicklab user service account for default, obviously, and it has got only three permission, that is BigQuery admin, owner, and storage admin. And the third person, that is me, has the editor and viewer only. So suppose you want to add a more option, obviously you can do add, but for now I would be needing permission for this action. But if you're a owner, you have got each and every permission to do almost everything. And that is the reason when we are doing multiple projects, the owner of the whole project of the whole cloud console allows all the team members to work on a specific project. Not every team member can work at each project. So for now, you can see these are the recent projects. And if you start it, you can see once I've started it comes here. So suppose you have got 8 projects here, but only in that 3 projects are in your use, so you can simply start it and use them here. If you want to create a new project, you can simply create a new project, just like we showed in Google Cloud slides. So I guess, Abhijit, I have covered all the part that is related to cloud console, I guess.
Yeah, that covers most of it. Now we can
Yeah.
share the task section.
Yeah, I would just share my screen once again. So now let's look at what we have got for you. So I would just share my screen. Yeah. So particular tasks for this week, what we have got for you. So tasks for this week are these 3 labs. The recommended labs are a tour of quick labs and Google Cloud, which we just showed you, getting started with Cloud Shell and G Cloud, and create a VM instance. So these 3 labs we expect you to complete by this week, so that you get familiar with Google Cloud and what is a cloud service, how things work, what are APIs, what are compute engines, notebooks, and everything, and get started with some basic machine learning and AI stuff too. So yeah, we will provide the link to these labs in the description section also. Even you can look at the chat section where we have provided the link to tour of quick labs and Google Cloud. Now, this was it from our side. Now we would come to ask us anything round, where we would take questions from all of you. If you have got any question that is related to cloud service, or anything related to Google Cloud, or anything that you have got in your mind regarding 30 days of Google Cloud. So we are open to question. You can ask us in the chat section. So for all the people who were asking in Discord regarding 30 days of cloud, I have a small news for you. These are the last 2 weeks of the program, and I hope that all of you have completed most of the labs and quest. So for now, if you are facing any difficulty in the lab, you can simply tag me, and or even DM me personally on Discord. Or one thing you can do is look at that particular quest in depth, or chat to the quick lab team if there is some technical problem related to your local machine. So that is going to help you a lot. Rest all doubts you can ask in the comment section for now. I guess, Abhijit, there are no doubts coming from the student side now, no?
No, I don't think so. There aren't any.
Yeah. So
Yes, nice audio.
yeah,
Understand
one
about.
person has asked that can we get the PPT of the PPT after the session. So yes, it would be available on the Discord server. We are going to provide all the content that we used here in the Discord server, so that even after the session you have got access to the content and you can learn from it. and we would expect that at the end of this week you would update us by completing the labs. And one more small news for you: all the students who would be working out at the particular quest and labs in 30 days of cloud would get featured on social media posts. So yeah, all the best. So
We have a doubt.
yeah,
I haven't registered in the Google 30 days of cloud. Am I eligible for badges? Yes, you are. Badges aren't just for 30 days of cloud. It's just an event. The badges are something that you can learn and you can access anytime.
yeah. So we have even decided that at every session of Google Cloud or 30 days of cloud, we are going to distribute some credits to the people who would actively interact with interactive. So yeah, that is one thing that answers your question, Pratik. So what are the career opportunities in Google Cloud? So there are a lot of career opportunities when it comes to specifically in my field. When I talk about application development or machine learning, machine learning nowadays there has been done in two ways. The first is auto ml. So this auto ml part has been handled by Google Cloud. You won't every time be coding everything in your local machine or at any cloud server. There are already pre-model built models that you can use. Like I showed you Vertex AI. What was Vertex AI? You basically give all your images to that model, and that model learn from those images. You don't have to write code for it. You can even write code for it, but why, when you have got an option that has been given by Google Cloud? So opportunities like cloud solution architect engineer, where you would help the company decide what features and how cloud architect is going to help you out in programs like Azure or Google Cloud on AWS. As Abhijit also told you about Salesforce, there are a lot of services available, but Google Cloud in the current time has been at the top. So we have got another person that how would you know that we are using the things you tell us? So that is not a particular track that we can do, but at least when it comes to 30 days of cloud, uh, we are going to look at the performances and charts that has been provided by Google to us. When it comes to people who want to perform labs out of 30 days of cloud, we are always there for you guys. You can DM us personally, me or Abhijit, or you can even tag us on Discord and ask us whatever help you need. So yeah, that is all. Abhijit, anything you want to add to career opportunities in Google Cloud? As you are a web developer, you must be having a good idea.
Yes. Now, assuming basically in the backend development, there are a lot of opportunities because, like, I worked as an internship at Zopnik. Like, it's an e-commerce website. There, they used AWS, not Google Cloud, but AWS, and we had to continuously push our codes to there, and the storage system was managed through that. So, if you, as a backend developer and also a data scientist, you are expected that you know somewhat about Google Cloud system and general. And if you are a as for cloud specific jobs, they are cloud architect, which manages a cloud servers and the cloud system for the particular company. Like everybody doesn't know Google Cloud, right? So assume you are hired for a company. So you will manage the entire Google Cloud, entire Google Cloud project and manage their entire apps that are running. So, and that's actually quite a paying job.
Yeah, that's true. I want to add one more thing. Suppose people must be thinking that Google Cloud is only for machine learning or web development. One thing more I would like to add: I have seen people using Google Cloud even for Android development. Yeah, when it comes to compute power, it is possible that Google Cloud can literally accelerate your progress and development when it comes to building apps using Android Studio. So many people have been using them for in hackathons when it comes to instant building or compiling resources. So yeah, you can even use it there. So let's move on to the next question. Uh, do we have to use the VIT mail offer or our personal mail is fine? I guess Abhijit, there is no restriction when it comes
Nope,
to mail account.
nope, either one is fine.
Yeah, so you can use any one of it. If you want to register for Quick Labs, you can use any one of it. Even the same implements for Google Cloud. But if you want to use some free trials of Google Cloud, some paid services, you would have to enter some credential informations like card number, and Google would provide you all its services for free for 3 months. Now, I need a facilitator for that, and I'm not from VIT. Now, what can I do? Please guide me. Actually, you don't need a facilitator. Everything is available, made available by Google for free. If you are attending Google Cloud, Google Next 21, it's a very high chance that Google provides you with free coupons and free resources for Coursera, which are worth around, I guess, $3,500, and you can get those courses for free, or you can even go to Coursera or audit those courses and learn from them. And if you still want to learn Google Cloud instead of this Coursera, you want to learn through Quick Labs, and if you are interested, you can talk to the Quick Labs team. They Whenever you join Quick Labs, you can request them for some free credits. It's possible that they provide you, and you are good to go with that.
Also, one suggestion I would like to give to the people that are doing currently the 30 days of cloud, like there's a Discord server maintained there. So it would be great that if you would do it by learning in community. Like if one has a doubt, he can post there, and others who have already completed the lab can help each other out. This way, you can all learn more and also complete the lab quickly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Facilitator of your cloud nobody
So
taking on your registrations. We have another doubt from Pratik that the facilitator of your call has said that if you're talking about 30 days of cloud, that is actually over because they had only 50,000 seats, I guess. So
yes,
that is
50,000
over.
seats.
But most probably there will be credits for Cloud Study Jam also, and also later the next year maybe there will be a what you call Google
Google
Cloud
Cloud
Facilitator
Facilitator program.
program.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you
On
can
in which
participate
you have
either
no
in
pay.
that. Yeah, and I would recommend you to follow the social handle channels of Google Cloud and Quick Labs, especially when it comes to Medium. They oftenly post about all the available free programs going on. Like recently, I heard of a program that is Earn by Learn. So in that program, you were given access to around 40 labs for free. You can learn machine learning, you can learn data science, you can learn web development, deployment of I guess it was kernels and everything, and Jenkins, you can learn Jenkins. So just keep a look at their socials, and they keep bringing such programs for you. So yeah, you can participate in them. So any other questions we have got, or we can end the session for now? Guys, even if you have got some doubts, feel free to ping me up or Abhijit, or you can even tag us on Discord and ask your doubts there. You can also DM us in personal if it's not comfortable for you to chat up in public. So yeah, it's totally fine there. So I guess
That ends it.
we are done. We are done with the session right now.
Yes, we can end the session, and it would be great
Yeah.
if you learn by doing.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us, guys. I hope you all enjoyed and learned something from here. So let's see you in the next session. How can I get updates? Yeah, I told you just it was in the social media sites.
Social handles of
You
Google.
can, yeah. So it was really great interacting with you all, telling you about cloud careers, Google Cloud, and what is basically cloud. It was really fun. And don't worry, this is not the last session. This is only the first session. We would be coming up with further session 2, session 3, like that. This is a whole series. So meet you up there, and we would expect that you would complete these labs that we told you in the last and learn something from them. So thank you, everyone. Good night.